Newcastle, sir, and welcome to the Arsenal fan experience. Today I'll be going in depth into the Arsenal Newcastle game. As we get into today, Arsenal was just looking for a rebound game after their disappointing disappointing game against Liverpool last weekend. To be frank, Arsenal was equivalent to Liverpool in this matchup, as Newcastle United has had a dreadful season. Currently sitting in last place, things just have not gone their way this year, even with their new owners and the promise of riches galore. Although we aren't seeing any of that, are we nowadays? Newcastle, it's really unfortunate how far they've fallen as a club. I'll briefly touch upon the starting lineups of today's game. However, they're basically the same as they have been in the last couple of weeks, and as a result, there wasn't really much intrigue going into this game. Obviously, it was Eddie Howe's first game as Newcastle manager, but much is left to be seen as to whether he will live up to the hype of eventually keeping Newcastle up, so they can attract high-end players with the amount of cash coming in. As we get into today, the first half was difficult to get into, mostly because Arsenal was just getting their footing. I understand that game against Liverpool was a major, definitely affected their confidence, and I think that's why they so hesitant in the first half. Newcastle didn't play actually that bad in the first half. A couple of good chances from St. Maximin, Callum Wilson, but nothing really major, as Aaron Ramsdale once again just made it look easy, and was not going to allow Newcastle to score. But as we get into the second half now is when Arsenal decided to wake up, and specifically the 56th minute, a great pass by Nuno Tavares, who is redeeming himself. He redeemed himself in this game after he got exposed against Liverpool, and he delivered a great pass to Saka, who put it on his natural left foot and put it past Martin Dubravka, and gave Arsenal 1-0 lead. And it's unfortunate that Saka couldn't have played more. He would end up getting taken off, but he was firing on all cylinders today, and that's great to see, because when he's hot, the team is hot, and he's just one of those guys that he dictates the entire flow of the game. But he would go off, and coming on, and to my surprise, would be Gabriel Martinelli, and not surprised by the fact that he's not good, but the fact that he's gotten very little playtime this year, and I'm just glad to see him play. And he would show his worth as, from a great pass by Takahiro Tomiyasu, he put it on a platter to Martinelli, who delivered a elegant volley chip past Dubravka to make it 2-0 for Arsenal. And if that's not in his short career at Arsenal, Martinelli has scored a lot of pretty goals. I could think of one against Chelsea about almost 2 years ago, but I'd say that this one was his best goal, and I really hope that is a sign of things to come, that he can play more, because I definitely think he can contribute a lot to this team, probably even more so than Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, who once again go off without a goal, and he's really struggled of late. Even Alexander Lacazette as well. Well, for all the criticism about Aubameyang, he did have a very good chance just after Arsenal made it 2-0. So, however, there would be some calls for a penalty by Newcastle, off of the Nuno Tavares, which is probably the one fault he made in the game. Um, Potentially that could have been a foul. I'd have to look at it again, but it is what it is. Fortunately, in a game like that, it could have changed the outcome of the game probably, but I think Arsenal was determined to get back to their peak after embarrassing result last week. But overall, Arsenal comes out of uh, their match at Emirates Stadium against Newcastle with a 2-0 win, and that moves them to fifth in the table, and that's just such a great feeling. And uh, nice way to nice little bow to put on their season so far, with this being their 13th game. Usually 13 is an unlucky number, but not so much for Arsenal, as they go into midweek game next week against Manchester United. And Manchester United is in shambles right now, much like Newcastle is. So maybe they can uh, exploit their dysfunction. So anyway, leave a like and subscribe to see more of my reactions. And join me next time on the Arsenal fan experience as Arsenal takes on Manchester United. Arrivederci.